Yes, good afternoon, ME students. Am I audible and visible to all? Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, Simran. Thank you, beta. Thank you, Shardeep, Sakshi, Arjun. Thank you. Thank you so much. That means I'm audible and visible to all, right? I hope you people are also fine at your home. So, okay. So in the last lecture, we did what? We did the, I think, grid computing, right? In the last lecture, what we did? Grid computing. We are done with grid computing, right? Okay. Who's going to tell me? Okay. Thank you, Sakshi. Okay, who's going to tell me what is the difference between grid computing and your cloud computing? Because in the last lecture we did the comparison also what is cloud computing and what is grid computing. Now you have to tell me the difference between grid computing and a cloud computing. What is the difference? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what is the difference? Don't take this much of time because फिर तो I will see it like you people are searching on the internet वहाँ Google पे search किया grid computing versus cloud computing and what's the difference वो दो चार तो लिख ही देगा Google show कर ही देगा then I will just copy paste that in the chat. Don't do that. So tell me, does anyone remember what is the difference? या किसी को याद ही नहीं है? Hmm? Okay, tell me. How does it look like? How it does it resemble it? What is a grid? Am I audible, right? Am I audible? Actually, BB is facing a lot issue today. Just let me know if I'm audible. Am I audible? No one is responding. Even I can see my connection is poor also. Okay, thank you, Anmol. Voice is breaking sometimes. Okay, actually, Sakshi, the BB is reconnecting. That's why we are facing. It's from the first lecture we are facing this issue. Okay, Jabbi, if I'm not audible to you, just let me know. Okay. Okay, beta. Okay, Sakshi. Okay, no worries. I will just tell you the in the previous lecture we did the grid basically is a proper collection of systems that are made connected like a grid that we just formed it in the grid of electricity also where we just buy the things in electricity and uska proper grid hota hai na the same manner may we are having the systems in the form of in grid computing, right? So today what we're going to do is utility computing. What is utility computing? So just let me share the screen with you. Then we will discuss what is the utility computing. Is it visible? My connection is very poor. I think university ka connection is falling down. That's why it's not showing my connection. Okay. Okay, thank you, beta. So next topic that we're going to do is utility computing. What is utility computing? Now you can see from the word over here, the utility. Utility matlab, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of utility? The technology. VB is reconnecting, beta. If I'm not audible, I can see my connection is, my VB is now audible. Okay, thank you. Why we are facing this issue? Okay, so now I just want to, I was telling you about the different technologies that are being used today, like here cloud computing, grid computing, utility computing. Don't just consider them all to be the part of cloud computing. These are the different concepts: cloud computing, grid computing, your utility computing, and all combined with that resources that we are using today, right? So now comes to today. Previously we did the grid computing, in that with grid is being created of the systems to work more efficiently, more space, more processing can be there over, right? Same manner may we are having utility computing. The word utility specifies the utility of things, that how much you are using, what are you using, and how much you are using, and according to that you have to pay for that, right? If you are using any space, anything, hardware, anything, according to that you're going to pay. So utility computing basically deals with that concept, right? So what is it? Utility, you can see over here, allow the user to pay per use, means whatever they are using, only for that they have to pay. जो कोई रिसोर्स है, कोई सर्विसेज है, कोई स्टोरेज स्पेस है, जितनी भी दे आर यूजिंग, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट दे हैव टू पे. सो दैट इज बेसिकली योर यूटिलिटी. कितना आप यूज कर रहे हो, उसी के अकॉर्डिंग यू हैव टू पे, राइट? So it is a plugin that needs to be managed by the organization, the one who are service providers. They are providing these services through the cloud. जो provide कर रहे हैं, they have to manage that things over there, right? कि कितनी services they are giving you और आपने कितनी use की है, उसी के according you have to, right? Utility even allows the user to think and implement the services according to them. If my requirement is that I just want to use this much like space over there only, nothing more than that, so I'm just keeping my files over there, I'm not using that anything else. So according to that I have to pay. Some other students like Anmol just one is setting up any firm, and he just need a number of processing units also, right? Number of processing units, and even he's requires to store his data also. That means he is using two different types of services over that is being provided by that service provider. So according to that, Anmol has to pay over there, right? That is utility computing. So most of the organizations go for a hybrid strategy. Why for hybrid strategy? What was the hybrid strategy or hybrid computing? Anyone tell me? It's a type of cloud. What hybrid? What is it? Hybrid, that includes your internal level services that are hosted or the outsourced services. The internally आपकी organization में you are having the services also, उनका भी use करना, and you are getting the outsource from the other organization से भी you are hiring the things and you are using that also, right? So even the utility computing may what we have a proper pool over there, pool of resources from jahan se you'll get the all resources and unko use karke you can give it back to them also, right? So it is basically based on the concept of dynamic provision also. Dynamic provision or allocation, that means dynamically they just allocate you the resources to use it, and if you want to continue using it or you just use once and give it to back, it's totally up to the customer over there, whosoever is using, right? So according to that, so utility may we have what pool of resources. In that pool may say we just pick out the resources and use according to our requirements. जितना आप use करोगे, according to that you just give it to back. Mostly this type of utility is completely used. Even in the previous lecture I just told you about that also. Okay, mostly is opted by the small firms, small organizations, those who require all the like your processing powers also, storage also, right? Even application applications also, because nowadays even applications or tools are also in the services, right? If you want any kind of services made tools that you want to run through which you can process your data in your organization, that is also available over there, right? So that's why it says that even some of the organizations, they have just created proper packages also, right? Packages mean they just give the complete list of resources that they, even you might have seen over the Amazon, AWS, unki services, they just have properly made all the list of services, what services are there, and whatever you want, you just select those services over there and they will provide you that only, right? So that is the thing. The same with the same manner, we can say that we are having a pool of resources. The pool of resources that is provided by organizations and might be used by the other organization also, right? Right? If we can say that the CU is also a one organization, right? And they are not having that much enough space that they can store their their complete university data in their server. So what they require, they need more space. So for that, what they're going to do, they will find out any company or any service providers, those who are providing the storage to them, right? So this concept is known as your utility computing, in which an organization is hiring or getting the resources from other organization. That is your utility computing, right? So one more thing, these resources can be located anywhere and managed by anyone, and the usage of these resources can be tracked and built down to the level of individual user. Okay, जितना उसने यूज किया उसके अकॉर्डिंग बिल बना देगा, बट द रिसोर्सेज कैन बी ऑन एनी लोकेशन, कहीं पे भी वो हो सकती हैं, वहां से यू कैन यूज इट थ्रू द कंसेप्ट ऑफ योर इंटरनेट और क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग, राइट? So when comes to your utility computing, you have to keep in mind that utility computing is just only the concept that deals with usage of resources. पे पर यूज का मेथड इज देयर, जितना यूज रिसोर्सेज हैं, जितना यूज करोगे उतना यू हैव टू पे फॉर दैट. एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन दूसरी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से प्रोवाइड करती है. नंबर ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नाउ इन द डेज आर वर्किंग इन दिस कंसेप्ट, दे जस्ट सेलिंग देयर रिसोर्सेज और प्रोवाइडिंग देयर रिसोर्सेज, टेनेंट रेंट पे देके रिसोर्सेज एंड अर्निंग अ लॉट, राइट? So next is why the three major reasons why cloud computing is the most significant is used in your IT companies. First is the cost. First promise you can see over here, the address past pressing business needs है, तो to make it more better, किसी organization को कोई setup कर रहा है new या कुछ भी, तो better बनाने के लिए we require a lot of money. So minimum money में you can have number of resources and use them. Even they provide the management also. Management में they can make your business more agile, adaptive and flexible also. Flexibility and agile में क्या difference है? Agile में you very frequent number of processes you can hire and your work can be done very fast. Flexibility, you can increase the size also. Flexible mold up, जितना use किया उतना है, बाकी को you can say that I've just used this and not require. So उसी के accordingly cost will be there, right? So IT cost will be reduced. One of the reason is this why utilities computing is used. Second is the you can see over here the small number of supplied or incremental bits that deliver fast, demonstrable, significant returns on the investments also. That means what? If you are coming into the market, but when जब हमारी छोटी firms होती हैं, they take a lot of time because struggling में चीजें set up करने में, cost में they require more time. But nowadays through this technology, it takes very short time to get into the market also. Right? So you can create your own space and you can create your own scope in the market also. बहुत easily somebody can get into the market space also. Right? So that is also the one benefit. Second, it provides total flexibility in the implementation. Implementation in-house आपकी कोई भी self organization में आप कर रहे हो, उसमें it provides more flexibility to implement or to set up basically. That is why we use utility computing. Right? Advantages एडवांटेजेस में सबसे पहले तो कन्वीनियंस, द वर्ड कन्वीनियंस मतलब ये आपके पास खुद के पास यू आर नॉट गेटिंग दैट मच रिसोर्सेस उनको मैनेज करना ये करना, नो, इफ यू आर हायरिंग इट इट्स द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ द providers only. They have to handle everything. The burden of maintaining is on them only. They have to maintain everything. So it's for the user, it's very convenient. They just take it and use it. That's it. First benefit is this. Second is compatibility, right? Compatibility according to the market also. Large companies with many departments hai unke paas, and they have to be very compatible with the other departments. If data is not compatibility is incompatibility create ho jati hai, so in that manner mein it's easy to manage also, right? Simple benefits हैं वही सेम, लो कॉस्ट हो जाए, इवन द कॉस्ट यू कैन सी ओवर देयर, आपको रिसोर्सेज की जरूरत नहीं है. कॉस्ट इज आल्सो द एडवांटेज ऑफ योर यूटिलिटी कंप्यूटिंग. रिलायबिलिटी इज देयर, right? Reliable, sorry, another disadvantage is reliability. Even that was not in advantages, that is disadvantage. Reliable कम है, right? क्योंकि अगर resources आप use कर रहे हो तो financial trouble, या अगर ज़्यादा कर रहे हो या उसमें भी they can also increase also, right? That was in the disadvantage may we are having. Next is attract hackers के लिए target. How hackers can use that? Because some people, those who are very good in ITs industries, they वो क्या करते हैं, they are not using, they are not paying for the resources. So इस तरह से they are just hack the resources, they are kept on using that resources, but उसके लिए वो pay नहीं करते. Right? So in that case may we consider that ये utility की disadvantage है, because some people they just kept on using the resources and they have the, they just don't pay for it, right? So that case may utility can be procedure of this can be the reason for the intruders, they can use it and do the you can say hacking over there, right? So next is your educating consumers. This is one of the big issue over here. That means what? Those who people don't know what resources are there, even certain resources are newly provided or newly added, or if somebody is new to the system and it's very difficult for them to understand कि कौन सी resources मैं ले रहा हूँ या कौन सी resources मैं use कर रहा हूँ. So to educate them about the resources, कि आप कौन कौन सी अवेलेबल हैं, कौन सी आप यूज करें, और उस रिसोर्स को आपने कितना यूज किया है उसी के अकॉर्डिंग यू हैव टू पे. सो इन दैट मैनर इट्स डिफिकल्ट ऑल्सो, राइट? That means to make the new consumers or the customers, to educate them about the resources and how they have used it, that is also a big issue, right? When ऐसा भी होता है, some of the companies, as the new users are there, are they just kept on providing them the resources, okay, these are the list and you just can opt for the resource sharing also, you can opt for the storage also and all that, but that doesn't according to their requirements, and usi ke according might be some you have to pay the extra issues also, right? That can the issue that may be the benefit for the hackers also, right? If you are not using it and you just kept on allowing some loose ends over there, right? So that is also the big disadvantage of your utility computing, right? So how utility computing works, what's the principle of it? It's very, the basic principle is that pay per use में ही, one company pays another company for the computing services, जो दूसरी को पे कर रही है अपनी यूज रिसोर्सेस को यूज करने के लिए, सही? So that resources may include, what type of resources may be included? Hardware resources, data storage space, use of specific computer applications also, processing powers also, right? So that depends upon the requirement of the customer over there, right? Even now you can see over here the cloud many utility companies offer bundle or a package of resources, right? That package may include number of resources like your hardware key, CPU, servers, monitors, input devices, net cables, and anything like that, right? So they just create a proper package that we are providing these resources and all, right? Which you want to use, you can opt that also. If you don't want or select few, that it depends upon you, right? Even the software applications that run on the entire computer programs also, word processing, emails, project specific applications and all, right? So basically, when you are providing these services over the internet for the other companies also, they consider it as a software as service. That means they are providing the applications or the softwares for the users, right? Those who are using. So that concept is known as your software as a service. That means they are providing software as a service to the user so that they can use also, right? So that is also one point. Next is the access to the processing power of supercomputers, right? When we just create a one complete one, even we can have a grid of systems also that they just provide a one view like a supercomputer. So if you are having a number of computers in your system, in your organization, in house, they might take some time. So when the same instructions will be given to a supercomputers also, they just perform it very quickly. So that is also the one point of your utility computing. If you are opting for a processing powers over there, that you want to use their processing powers also, right? So the same in the utility में we can even tell you that उसमें we utility and grid computing में क्या होता है? Grid just provide you the one middleware over there through which you can access those resources. So utility is just mostly concerned with the use of resources only, right? Clear? Even the utility computing rates vary depending upon the utility computing company and the requested services. क्या उसके rates हैं? That depends totally on the usage of and the resources you are opting, right? Okay, that was utility computing. Anyone having any doubt till now in the utility computing? Anyone? What is utility computing? What is grid computing? Anyone having any doubt, you can ask it. Am I audible? I was kept on. Okay, okay. Is it okay? Thank you, Arjun. Okay, is it clear to rest of the students also what is grid computing? What is utility computing? If anybody is having any doubt, you can. Sakshi, thank you, beta. If anybody is having any doubt, you can ask also, right? So next comes to your parallel computing. So now tell me, it's the very basic topic that you have studied in the your BTech also. So I'm just covering it just to brush up के होती क्या है parallel computing. Otherwise, you all know what is parallel computing. क्या होती है parallel computing? Anyone? What is parallel computing? Yes, anyone? What is parallel computing? Number of computings we are doing: cloud computing, grid computing, utility computing, now parallel computing. Tell me what is parallel computing? Anyone? Yes, no one is responding. What is parallel computing? Okay, let me just share a poll because you people are not responding, or I feel like I'm not audible. Please answer this poll. Okay. Processes are broken into smaller parts and executed simultaneously. Okay, Shardeep, very good. Yes. Parallel processing allows multiple users at the same time to process. Multiple users at the same time to process. Good, good, very good. Answer. Hurry up. Anmol, Arvind, Meenakshi, Ravinder, Sahil, Shashwat, Shara, don't change your answers. Shardeep, don't change your answers. Shashwat. Parallel processing allows multiple users at same time to process. Very good. Still Anmol not responded. Anmol, Meenakshi, Ravinder, Sahil, hurry up. It's very simple question. Even the topic is very parallel processing. Parallel processing allows multiple users at same time to process. Still 5-6 students have not responded. 11 students उनमें से सिर्फ अभी 6 students 5 students ने अभी भी respond नहीं किया. Hurry up. Anmol, Meenakshi, Ravinder, Sahil and Shashwat, respond to the poll beta. Why these students are not responding, or they just made their system on and lecture में है ही नहीं? Anmol, Meenakshi, Ravinder, Kumar and Sahil and Shashwat. Okay, then they are not responding. Okay, so parallel processing. पहले तो it's a one word of parallel processing. Computation where many calculations or the execution of processes are simultaneously. Very good, Arjun. Very good. Okay. So look at the my statement that I have shared with you. Parallel processing allows multiple users at the same time to process. And look at the statement that is pasted by that is written by Arjun and the Shardeep. Parallel computing is a type of computation where many calculations or the execution of processes are carried out simultaneously. Multiple users, what I've written. Only the 2 students said it's no, yes of the students said it's yes. Yes, it allows multiple processes are being carried out. Even the Shardeep also write that it's just broken down the process into smaller tasks, and that task will be carried out simultaneously. So that is parallelly simultaneously performing that. It's just not that it will be having the number of processes will be run, but it can be a one process which can have multiple subtasks over there, and all that subtasks execute simultaneously, right? Okay, I just got it. Okay, now you can see it is the use of multi-processing elements simultaneously for solving any problem, any task, any problem that can be given. It can be solved through multi-processing, which will simultaneously all the elements of that problem can run. Even the problems are broken down into instructions and are solved concurrently, right? To work, run or work on a simultaneously in same time, right? Now you can see over here, the parallel computing is a computing where the jobs are broken into discrete parts that can be executed concurrently, right? Concurrently means at the same time, parallelly, concurrently they are executing, right? So the next is also the each part is further broken down to a series of instructions also. Instruction, even if we say that we are having a program, and program may we can have number of instructions also. So firstly we are having a one problem, like if I'm saying that I have to solve a equation which includes the instructions like of addition, subtraction and multiplication and so on. So firstly what we see it as a complete one program. So after that in program may addition is also there, subtraction and multiplication is also there, right? So further it will do what? It will just separate those instructions. The instructions those who are given to perform the additions will be the one, and the other for the subtraction and the multiplication. That means what? Further that program will be divided into small instructions also, and that instructions can be executed simultaneously and just combined to make the complete task, right? So simultaneously the use of multiple computer resources that can include your single computer with multi-processors also. They can be in a single computer may we can have multiple processor that can run number of computers to a network also, right? Basically the processing or the clusters or the combination of both can be also be the example of your parallel computing, right? So parallel systems are more difficult to program than the computer with the single processor. Why? Because the architecture of parallel computer varies accordingly to the process of multiple CUs, right? So there should be a proper coordination also between the different systems or the processing, because if we just broken down a one task into number of units or the elements or the instructions over there, so we have to be very careful while we are executing that process that they should execute in a proper sequence, because there might be some instructions there they have to take the output from the previous instruction. So we have to be and manage according to that, right? So that's why it says that it's difficult to manage the parallel systems as compared to a simple serial computer over there, right? So next is the crux of parallel computing are CPUs. Are both based on the number of instructions and the data streams also. Further, you're going to learn that is also parallelism, how it is based on single instruction, multiple data, and multiple instruction and single data, and also, right? Why parallel computing? Why parallel computing? This is so it's very clear to everyone, because nowadays demand increased as more than the supply overall, so right? So in this era of dynamic, that multiple process sorry speed of the things or things to be done should be in a very speedy manner, right? So to match up this world we have to perform the work very fast and simultaneously also. We cannot wait for the things to ek khatam hoga then we're going to complete the other also. The same manner mein, that's why parallel computing is the demand of nowadays the market, right? Because it provides the other benefits also, like you can see over here, save the time and money also, right? If simultaneously parallelly you are executing number of processes or tasks you are performing, that can save your time also, right? Resources also, even you can utilize the time, that time for the other resources also. Even your hardwares can also be utilized properly, right? So these are the few things or the points you can say benefits why we require the parallel computing. So next is your types of parallelism. What are the different types of parallelism? Bit level parallelism. Bit level parallelism in which the computing is performed based on the form of bits on the size of processor, and uski that size of processor ke accordingly how many bits that can be processed by a processor. So that is known as your bit level parallelism. That means we will firstly see that जो आपकी work है, process है या instructions है, उसकी कितनी bits है and the processor की कितनी bits है, according to that वो उसको कैसे perform करेगा. Like even I have given you the example also. 8-bit processor is there. So compute the sum of 16 bits. उसमें से firstly what he has, the processor has to do is to firstly perform the sum of upper bits and then of the lower bits, because the size of the processor is just 8-bit and he has to work on a 16-bit over there, right? So firstly he has to divide that work. वो पहले 4 को 8 को करेगा, then next को करेगा, right? So that is bit level जो instructions को execution है, तो parallelly वो उनको execute करेगा. That depends upon the size of the processor also, right? So that is your bit level parallelism. Next is your instruction level parallelism. Instruction level parallelism may, like previously, firstly we can start from the task level also. Task may it's just a complete one process, one task, one job is given to you, and further it will be broken down into the instructions, and instructions maybe further it will goes to the bit level over there, right? So this is how one by one we can say that it can be broken down or it can be performed, right? So task may takes your complete task, right? And task further can even have the subtasks also. Subtask then comes to your instructions also, right? This is one instruction for the each clock phase over there. Each clock cycle may it will execute a one instructions, right? So bit level may it goes from the number of bits will be executed performed according to the size of the processor also, right? So these were the types of parallelism. Next comes to your Flynn's classification. Do I have to repeat this Flynn's classification, or you all know this? Flynn's classification: single instruction, single data, single instruction, multiple data, and all. Do I need to repeat this for you, or you just need to me to brush up it once for you? Single instruct, okay, I just show you once, okay. Single instruction, single data, that means a system is a uniprocessor machine which is capable of executing only one single instruction operating on a one single stream of data over there, right? Machine instructions are processed in a proper sequential manner. One sequence of manner may execute only. So that type of is also that type of systems are known as your sequential computers, right? Most conventional computers have your single instruction and single data architecture. All instruction and data to be processed and have to be stored in a primary memory. One by one, they will be executing in a sequential manner and they will be stored over there, right? So the speed of the processing element in SIST model is limited. That depends by the data, depend by the rate at which the computer can transfer the information internally, right? How it is being transferred, kitni speed se wo transfer karega, usi speed se it will give you the results also, right? So it may look like this. Data pool se we are getting one instruction and one data over there, and will process that also, right? Next is your single instruction, multiple data, capable of executing instructions on all the CPUs but operating on a same data, right? There can be multiple instructions, but sorry, एक single instruction है, that means you have to perform the addition, but data can be different, multiple data, right? There can be a number of different data performing the same instruction. That means same addition is to be performed. The instruction is just for the addition, but will be performed on multiple data over there, right? So basically, it's convenient for the science computing, which involves a lot of vectors and matrix operations. Matrix operations may we are using like addition of matrix over there. So matrix addition may with data different hota rehta hai, but addition is same, right? You might have seen the proper matrices over there. We are performing the addition, but the numbers are different. That means the data is different, but addition instructions are same over there, right? Even you can see your and can be divided by the multiple. It's the same example I told you, that proper matrix would be there and ki addition ho rahi hai, but data is different, right? Am I audible? Is it showing me poor connection? Okay, thank you, Arjun. Okay, but okay. I thought I'm not audible. Okay, this is the example of your single instruction, multiple data. That how it, okay, thank you, Shashwat. Okay, single instruction, multiple data may say, you can see the multiple data processes may, there will be a one single instruction that will be right? It's not working again. Then multiple instruction and the single data. There can be multiple instructions will be there, multiple is a multi-processor machine capable of executing different instructions on different PEs, but all operating on the same data set. Data set will be same, but there can be multiple instructions. Different instructions will be there, but data set जिस पे हम perform कर रहे हैं work would be the same. So that is the concept of your multiple instruction and single data stream, right? It's not working. Getting hanged again. Okay, so this is how the multiple instruction and single data here looks like. That multiple processings can be, multiple instructions can be, right? Like two multiple instructions are given over there, but data is same, right? जो instructions हैं वो आपकी different है. So that's why it says that multiple instructions will be there, but data set on which you're going to perform that will be same. And the last comes to your multiple instructions and your multiple data systems, right? Which is capable of executing multiple instructions on multiple data sets, right? Each element in your MID model separated the instructions and even the data streams also. Data is also different and your instructions are also different, right? It is basically a machine which works simultaneously over here in the program elements and So it can be broadly categorized into shared memory, MIMD, and your distributed memory, multiple instruction and multiple data based on the P's that are coupled to the main memory over there, right? So we are having 2-3 minutes, okay. So this is how the multiple instructions and multiple your data will look like. Look, you can see over here multiple data streams are coming over there, and even they are forwarding to this instructions. That is a different instruction is coming, so that's why multiple instructions and multiple data stream, right? So the same and traditional non-vegan single computers के लिए it can be maybe pipelined computers के लिए the vector processors and grain systems, right? Multi-computers and multi-processors. So these are your data streams. Will just to it's a combination of all the four just to make you understand कि किस type की systems पे it can work or can be used over there, right? So what are the advantages? It saves time, money, and many resources working together will reduce the time and cut the potential cost also, right? Number of processes will be running or simultaneously machines will be working. They will definitely reduce your time and your cost also, right? So it can be impractical to solve the large problems on a serial computer. So it's very difficult to solve this multiple problems on a serial computer. So that's why your parallel computing or parallel processing can work on these kind of difficult issues, right? So it can take the advantage of non-local resources where the local resources are finite. If you are having a finite limited resources, it can access to the other resources. Those are out of the KB can hire the resources and can use that also, right? So the last one is serial computing wastes the potential computing power. Thus parallel computing, that means more number of processes or more number of data can be processed simultaneously. So it will utilize your work hardwares in compared to the serial computing, because एक process एक time पे run हो गया, not properly all the resources are being used as compared to your parallel computing में number of resources, number of processes are being carried out so that can be used, right? There are a few limitations also. Communication and synchronization between the subtasks and the processes, which is very difficult to achieve. Like previously I told you there should be a proper synchronization between the processes and your data instructions also. So that is difficult to achieve, right? So algorithm must be managed in such a way that they can be handled in a parallel. There should be a proper good algorithm should also be followed, right? That can be achieved and properly programmed that so that they can achieve both these proper parallelism के कौन सी instructions पहले करनी है and then उसके बाद this, and there should be proper over there, right? Algorithms or the program must have a low